Hello, hello. Here we go again. We are on part 12, I think. I didn't bother to look at my notes. Episode 12 of the complete Residence Discography. I am attempting to go through like 55 years of stuff. It's been fun. This is kind of the hardest episode because all the previous episodes, I basically had everything memorized. Now we're getting to the era when there's a lot of stuff I either skipped over or I've listened to since it came out. But anyways, so in the last couple episodes, we saw this big change. It went from like in the mid to late 90s, there's a lot of like instrumental Rompler albums that were clearly just Bo Buck, kind of doing stuff. And then all these very important people came into the group and it became a band again with all these very important people. And they're doing great and they're doing these great tours. And that's where we left off. They did a couple weird remix albums at the end of the last episode. Which actually I think aged very well. And now here we are in 2005. And in March of 2005, Animal Lover comes out. And this is easily top 5 Residence albums for me. Definitely in my list of favorite albums of all time, which is saying a lot because I listen to 100 years of music, a lot of different genres. And yeah, this is up there. I can't say where because there's I listen to too much stuff. But yeah. And this continues with that full band. Again, you got who later would be named Bob, the guitar playing resident. You have a drummer, percussionist, multi-instrumentalist resident. You have female vocalist, multi-instrumentalist resident. You have lead singer, female resident, lead singer, man resident, Bobuck. Yeah, all these people are still involved, as well as other people. And this ends up being one of the most perfect albums. It opens up with singing resident, Randy, singing in like more of a classic Residence, like high pitched voice. And I don't think we've heard him singing in a long time, but yeah, from the first 3 seconds, like you just know this is something special. And yeah, it still has, some nice songs like Demons Dance Alone had like very nice sounding songs. It was very poppy, but the style just wasn't mine. This also has nice sounding songs, but much more my style. Has really good gloomy songs, some upbeat ones, some very dark atmosphere in here. Everything about this is awesome, and this is, one of my favorite albums of all time.
On the way to Oklahoma, I turned into on the way to Oklahoma. Voice inside my mind. He wasn't dreaming when he started screaming his finger right at the stranger. My
On the CD version of Animal Lover, this is not the original, but on the original 2 CD version, it came with a second disc called Imaginary Jack. That's like an EP length. I think it's like in the 20 minute range or something, I think. And it's kind of like remixy. There's, parts of it that are kind of like versions of songs on Animal Lover, but done differently. So yeah, it's got sort of a remix vibe, but that is also really good. It's a great little EP. The songs that kind of redo or play on are some of the best songs on the album. And I don't know why they did it or what the point of it was, but it's also awesome. That part has never been on vinyl. The vinyl version of Animal Lover is just the main album. A few years later, in January of 2008, they did release instrumental version, Animal Lover Instrumental. This is another limited edition out of 1,000 CDs, hand numbered. Really cool artwork, like the main album. I don't really need to play clips of this because it's the exact same thing as Animal Lover, just without vocals, but it does make for a very good instrumental album. I wouldn't take this over the normal album, but if you just want to mix it up, because all the music in this album is great. Who knew if you had a bunch of very interesting and very interesting and talented people working on your album, you get sometimes much better results than just sitting in your room by yourself like I do. But yeah, great album. I would also, I should mention the artwork. I was always really confused by this artwork because it's called Animal Lover, but the guys just have, sort of blob faces. And I just thought maybe they're messing around with this computer program and didn't know what they were doing and then liked that result. They thought it was funny. But it turns out in the new Evolution edition of Animal Lover, this is by Cherry Red, there's some nice backstory in here. A lot of help from Brian Pohl, Ronaldo, from Ronaldo and the Loaf. And so apparently the album, is kind of like animals looking at people and how stupid people are. So an early title was Box of Rocks or something like that, like dumb as a box of rocks. So I think these are rock faces. That makes a little bit more sense. In August of 2005, the Residents do a show. This is, Animal Lover had just come out. And so they did these shows in Australia. They did these shows called The Way We Were. And I was really excited because I thought this was going to be an Animal Lover tour. Because all their previous albums, Wormwood, Icky Flicks, Demons Dance Alone, they all did a major tour for those albums. And they're a great touring band at this time. So I was super excited. But it's not. So it's more of just them playing old stuff from their entire, at the time, 33 years. So when it came out, this is not the first pressing. This is a reissue. But when it came out, I was really disappointed because of that. I just wanted Animal Lover live. I wanted to get excited for them coming through my town so I could see it. So when I got this, I was just like, why are they doing this? This is kind of more like the Icky Flicks tour. And I just blew it off. But now in revisiting it, I think it's a really good album. I think it's right up there with like the Fillmore, the 1997 Fillmore show, and even 13th Anniversary as far as like tours where they play old stuff. A lot of these versions are really great. The artwork in this is actually still kind of cool. They have these really cool, creepy bird people outfits. The first pressing came with a DVD. It wasn't the full show, but it came with, a few songs on DVD. The band is mostly the same, but this is the first time where it's a little slimmed down. Drummer, percussionist, multi-instrumentalist resident that came around Wormwood is not here. It's still a great show, but bummer.
Just below the spot where their shoulders were combined. One day, I know who he is, but Sunday, I wish I was
In 2005 and 2006, they recorded a couple little soundtracks that wouldn't be released for many years, but they did come out eventually in 2010. Strange Culture and Heckle's Tale. I think I'm saying that right. Neither one of them is great. They're all right. Whatever the first one is, I liked more. So Heckle's Tale, I guess, is the one I like more. It's pretty interesting. It's not great. Strange Culture, I thought was like really generic and didn't really sound much like The Residents at all. It just sounded like kind of generic samples, trying to do generic soundtrack stuff. So yeah, wasn't too crazy about those two. Not bad, but yeah. So we got this awesome new Residents band that's putting out these great albums, going on these great tours, more regular song structured albums, and then peaks at Animal Lover, and then they must have just been sick of that, or someone was sick of it, or they just want to try something new because that's what they do. So they totally switch gears and they go into this more storytelling era. They do this trilogy of like story-based albums. The first of which was The River of Crime, which came out in August of 2006. Okay, so this is the time when like downloading is really like hitting hard, and podcasts and like like true crime kind of podcasts and stuff are kind of blown up. So this is them kind of trying to jump in that pool. It's kind of like old radio dramas, that kind of thing. So yeah, it was released as a series, one at a time. These would come out. It's a cool idea. It's got an old radio drama kind of feel to it. It's really good. Randy singing Resident, telling stories in his way. And I think they're all or mostly based on true stories or urban legends, that kind of thing. Then it came out as a blank CDR. You could buy a blank CDR with a sleeve, and then you're supposed to download the tracks and burn them. Weird idea, but again, they're trying to go with the current technology and what the kids are into, and they like those blank CDs and making their own CDs. The problem with it is, how many times can you listen to a like radio drama or something? Like even like the most classic, like War of the Worlds and stuff. Are you really going to listen to that very often? I don't think so. Even if that was like your main thing you're into, I doubt you're playing them more than once a year. Maybe on Halloween or something. But cool idea. It's not something you're going to listen to a lot. I was surprised the music is better than I remember it. The music's pretty cool. There is some painful acting in it. It's not the worst, though, as we'll get to. So yeah, good Randy storytelling, good idea. Doesn't have a lot of repeat play stuff, but yeah. Oh, also, yeah, while revisiting this, I only got through like two and a half of the stories out of five, and then I just didn't want to listen to it anymore. And then I remembered disc two in this set has them all as instrumental. Really good idea for something weird like a story album. And that's something they really should have done on the next two, but they didn't. This is the only one that also included instrumental versions. This is not the blank CDR version. This was, after they did that, they just reissued it as a real double CD, real release anyways. So yeah, this is the better version.
Constantly surrounded by unseen streams, numerous invisible rivers composed of love and passion. I ride the river of crime.
Immediately after the failed procedure, Willie made these three comments. I'm not dying.
Seeing as the back door was open, I snuck into the house. Lit only by
Look at that thing, it's trying to open its mouth. Look at the goddamn teeth. Hey, kill it. Kill it.
Released way later in July 2019, I think. Yeah. There was Music to Eat Bricks By. I think that's what it's called. Maybe I should have wrote it down. It came with a novel written by a resident. And that CD apparently was the original demos from before River of Crime. And so it has a more like jazzy old like film noir kind of vibe to them. And I used to have it, and I was like, I'm never going to listen to this again, and I sold it. In revisiting it, it is better than what I remember. It's pretty cool. Again, not something that I'm going to listen to a lot, but I think it was also just a CDR. And again, I've said this a few times, expensive CDRs, not a wise purchase or investment. They are going to stop playing. But yeah, that does exist. October of 2006, we get the second in the story trio. So I think the music in this one is better than River of Crime. I do like the music in this one. In revisiting this, again, I haven't listened to this since 2006, I don't think. And this one is only partially talked. So yeah, there's the like talking Randy parts, like telling a story, but then there's also singing parts. So you actually do get some like songs on here, and those parts are actually pretty cool. I actually liked a lot of this way more than I remember. I just rebought this. It's sealed, so I can't show you the cool picture. Maybe I'll throw a picture up. This and the next one were both like, I think released in Europe. I think this is when they're on Mute Records, but there's tons of them in Europe, and they're really cheap. Like there's tons of like old backstock sitting around somewhere in Europe, but they're all in Europe. So if you want this in the US, you either have people trying to sell used copies for way too much, or you can pay for shipping from Europe. So that's what I did with this and the next one. So yeah, these are brand new. They're actually really, really cheap, but then you end up paying a ton for shipping. So it ends up about the same. So someone should get a bunch of these from Europe and bring them over here, because I think there's a warehouse just full of this. But yeah, the thing about this one is I think a lot of Residents fans didn't like this because, well, the Residents have a lot of different types of fans, but there are a lot of Residents fans that maybe are, nerdy or ex-hippie kind of PC hippie types. And I don't think all Residents fans really want to hear singing resident Randy talk about his dick and talk about fucking. And there's quite a lot of that in here. Me, I don't mind because I actually like Randy as a dirty old man character. But yeah, it gets to be a bit much. There's a couple tracks on here that I don't know what. And people like to compare this one to God in Three Persons, which I love. And they're like, oh yeah, those story albums like God in Three Persons and Tweedles. I don't think they're the same. And here's why. Yes, they're both a talking story album with music, but God in Three Persons has Randy playing a character in that very smooth Southern drawl. He's sort of a shyster character, but he's still very likable. I listen to God in Three Persons and I want to join that cult. I want to meet those people and I want to those are the people I want to hang out with. But when you listen to Tweedles, like this character is just a fucking scumbag that he's playing. There's nothing likable about this character. So that makes it a lot different, Yeah, there's nothing subtle about this character's like shitbaggery. Like it's just like he is just very blunt and an unlikable character, which he's supposed to be. But yeah, so that's the big difference. Also to note, this one does not have like super cringy acting. This is all just sort of like Randy dialogue and some cool singing parts. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff on here that I think is overlooked.
Susie smiles, why Susie, Susie smiles, ain't I useless? Susie smiles.
There was a download only instrumental version of Tweedles called Tabasco. I think I played it once. I don't know if it's the exact same thing as the album or this thing where it's kind of a different version, but it's only a download. And like I said, I don't really cover those, but I thought I'd mention it. Also in October 2006, the residents started putting these free remixes up. I think it was on their MySpace page. So it was like, it's now been put on CD, and it's like considered the third and last of the remix albums. There's the Warner Brothers and the King and I. This is by far the worst. This was never intended to be an album. This was just stuff put on their MySpace page. I think there was even a note by like Bobuck saying these are basically just experiments. Like, I don't know if he got like new software or some kind of different gear and he's just playing around, but that's what it sounds like. This is just someone messing around, and they teeter from mediocre to just bad. Yeah, Mahogany Wood's got this beat put on it that just doesn't go with it at all. Like, it just sounds like I don't know why that was even released. Sounds terrible to me. But not meant to be an album, and they didn't even have it on their like MySpace page and stuff like that very long before they took them down. It wasn't a big thing, but we live in the age of the vultures right now, and so this is basically like cheapo little cash grab kind of thing. I'm sure there's some like completists that want this, but I mean, this is just. I don't know. To me, this is just trash, and it's kind of a disgrace to the Residents' legacy. Like, this could be like any local band's first self-released CD. Like, this is just like, it's crappy. The music wasn't meant to be released. This absolutely did not cost more than $1 to make, yet it's sold for like $22. That's a hell of a fucking markup. Save your money. Don't bother with that one. That one that was right there with that Anganok CD. Just that we need some quality control in the world of the Residents. Released in January of 2007, Night of the Hunters. We already talked about this one in a 90s episode because supposedly it was recorded around the album Hunters, and some of it is definitely from that, but it was definitely worked on and stuff during this time. So there's some argument of whether or not this should have been discussed in that episode or this. Go watch that one if you want to hear samples. Here it is again. Okay, October 2007, they do The Voice of Midnight, the third and last of the Story albums. And I got to say, when this came out, I was so disappointed, and I was just so sick of it. Whereas like when River of Crime came out, it was like, that's a really cool idea. And then Tweedles, it wasn't my thing at the time, but you know, whatever it is. And then this one is just like all really cringy acting. When this came out, I had never gotten through it. I'd never heard this whole thing until I just bought this for this video and gave it another whirl. And I gotta say, like, this has been the hardest episode for me to make because, a lot of this stuff I played maybe once. But I went back and I've actually listened to all these albums like 3-4 times each. And so this one I have mixed feelings on. On the good side, the music is really cool in this. Much better than Tweedles and River of Crime. And I'm kind of thinking that's largely because of guitar resident and female multi-instrumentalist resident. I think they had a lot to do with this. Singing resident, Randy is not on it much. He pops up here and there, but when he does, he's actually singing, and he's singing in this really cool, sinister way with this effect on it. And those parts are kind of the coolest parts. So that's the good parts of this album. The acting is really painful. I mean, this is like being forced to listen to a high school play, and I'm not exaggerating. It's some of the most unnatural dialogue I've ever heard in my life. Like, the actor, they didn't get like actors to play every part. Instead, you basically only hear, there's only a couple characters, and the main actor, in order for you to know what's going on, just repeats everything that's said to him. So, you don't hear like, the professor or who's on the phone or, all these different people. You just hear him going like, what's that? I have to sit in this chair and make a stupid video about the residents again? Oh, that's cool. I'm glad you like it. Oh, shit. What? Oh, you like that episode? Like, no one does that. No one repeats everything that's said to them. It's and I find myself yelling at this a lot when I'm listening to it. It's also the most unnatural and forced swearing I've ever heard in my life. It sounds like a little kid actor. It's not a kid actor, but it sounds like if you like had your shy nephew come over and you're like, hey, we're gonna do a pretend little video that'll be funny for YouTube, and you had like swears in it and they're really uncomfortable with it. Like every time he says like shit, it's like you can tell like he's not a swearing guy. He's not a foul-mouthed pirate like some of us. But yeah, it's rough. But yeah, check it out for the little bit of singing parts. And the music in it is actually really cool. I think we'll get to it. There's some follow-ups here. So also when Voice of Midnight first came out, there was an optional like EP CD that you could buy with it called The Sandman Waits. I gave that another listen. It's another like a crazy expensive CD. That one might also be a CDR. I can't remember, but it's. I was hoping that would be like a way cooler version. It really isn't. It's still kind of just like, it's fine. It's not bad. It's not good. They kind of play off of like Mr. Sandman and another oldie I can't think of right now. That one I only played once. So I was cleaning my windows and I played that in my headphones. It's fine. It's there.
So those sleeping children scratch their eyes, and they scratch, and they
Not released until November 2009 is the Uggs. Terrible artwork, yes, but that's okay. Just hang on. I kind of like the creepy, bad computer pictures on the inside. So this apparently is the original demos from Voice of Midnight. They supposedly formed a different band. It's all the same people. Again, I think it's largely because of guitar resident Bob and female multi-instrumentalist resident. Both are awesome. And I think they're behind a lot of this. But this is actually really good. A lot of my favorite parts from Voice of Midnight are in this. Not all, though. There still seems to be some parts of that aren't in here. Some songs are better in this version, but some are kind of better on Voice of Midnight if you got rid of the acting. So it still isn't the perfect version of the album, but it is good. And this is a nice polar opposite from that remix CD where I ranted about how I know damn well it cost $1, but it's being sold for $22. This also, I mean, cost $1 to make. It's just a, cheap mass-produced jewel case CD. Pretty simple. But you can buy these brand new for $6. And that's A-okay, That's awesome. You can go on the MVD website right now and buy this for $6, along with some other stuff like Lonesome Teenager and stuff like that we'll talk about in other episodes. But yeah, which I'm fine. I'm fine with you making a cheap product if the price is cheap. But yeah, check this one out. Give it another listen. People don't really talk about this one very much, but I think it's a very good instrumental album. Yeah. So there's also a Voiceless Midnight, which was download only, but I thought I'd mention it. And after re-listening to Voice of Midnight 3 times, I thought, well, shit, maybe that's what I want. I should go back and listen to that. Maybe that's like the perfect album. But it isn't. I was really surprised. It's very different. It is not an instrumental version of Voice of Midnight. In fact, the Uggs is more an instrumental version of Voice of Midnight. It gets really confusing. Uggs is supposed to be the original demo band before they made Voice of Midnight, yet Voiceless Midnight seems to be made before or totally elsewhere, because Uggs, you hear like, oh, that's that part, the songs match up. Like Voiceless Midnight, I was like, all my favorite like licks and riffs are missing. What is this? So it was a little confusing. So bummer. I don't know if I listened to the whole thing. I was just kind of disappointed with it. And I was trying to think like, well, what do I want? Like, I want some kind of better Voice of Midnight. I do like Uggs. Voiceless Midnight was a little disappointing. And I think what I really want is one of two things. Actorless Midnight. Like, keep all the singing parts, but yeah, get rid of the acting. Or even more specifically, Corey-less Midnight. No offense, guy, Corey, that does the main acting. I couldn't act myself out of a paper bag, whatever that means. But I'm not an actor. I can't judge acting, but I can feel cringe. And I don't like it. I've gone to plays a couple times and it was hell for me. Absolute hell. I can't. It's not for me. I guess I'm an idiot. I guess I'm just some dumb Homer Simpson type, like plays. But yeah, Corey-less Midnight. Someone give me the mix. So also there's a CD called Smell My Picture. And this is another limited edition, hand numbered CD. More really bad artwork. It's outtakes from all the story albums. So it's all instrumental, and it's just music thrown away from River of Crime, Tweedles, and Voice of Midnight. So it's all right. There's some all right stuff on there, but I mean, if you already don't like those albums or the instrumental versions, I mean, this is the stuff that didn't even make it. So this is kind of more like completist only kind of stuff. Eh. And the last one we are going to talk about is Hades, River of Hades. Am I saying that right? But it was made as music for an art exhibit. So originally it was just that. Then I think it was a download. It did eventually come out on CD. 2011, I think it came out on CD. It's pretty rare and expensive, but it did get reissued in this Strange Culture Heckle's Tale River of Hades CD. It's a double CD that has all three of those in it. The Hades part is by far the best. I was really surprised with this one, and I think it's really cool music. I hate this cover art. Like, this is so boring and stupid. And then you open it up, and you got all this cool pornographics artwork from Homer Flynn, illustrations by Homer Flynn. This is some of the coolest art I've seen in a Residence thing in years. Like, I like Animal Lover, but I mean, this is a nice, like, reminds me of, more like Freak Show and Bad Day era. Awesome. This is absolutely awesome. So what I do is I take this CD with the really bad cover art, and I just fold it inside out. You don't get a spine that way, and it's bad for it, but I'd much rather pick this up and go, ooh, yeah, I want to listen to that. Really cool instrumental stuff. Kind of darker. I think it's probably all Bobuk. It doesn't, but I could be wrong. I've only listened to this a couple times, but I read somewhere that supposedly all 5 of these tracks were supposed to be played at the same time, kind of like that Flaming Lips album. I'm not sure if that's true or not. I mean, they're all different lengths, but maybe it doesn't matter. I thought about like throwing them all, together and making my own mix and throwing it up to show you, but I don't want to spend time doing that. So you can do that if you want. You can use Audacity. It's free. That is this episode. We just covered like 12 things or something in these couple years. It's real crazy. So yeah, there's some changes going on in the band. I don't think I'm gonna really mention that now because to me it makes sense to mention in the next episode because that's where it really becomes obvious. In this set of stuff, I could tell I was like, something's missing. I could hear it, but I didn't know what it was yet. And like I said, drummer, multi-instrumentalist resident, almost positive not involved with the Way We Were shows. And yeah, there's more. So come back next time, where they become obsessed with bunnies and shit kind of gets slimmed back down again, unfortunately. Yeah.